This channel is supported by Truefire. Truefire is an online library
enough, you can get the Truefire All Access Pass for as cheap as they ever do it, the $99 thing. So just jump and do that if you're looking for the best price you can get Truefire All Access for.
So, whoa, easy does it.
I got a chance the other day to take the Deluxe Reverb reissue to a gig, which was a function gig, which was a little bit different. So what I've gigged the Deluxe Reverb for in the past has been like bluesy gigs with my buddy Jake Loosemore. This one's a bit of a different gig because it's not a 2-guitar gig. There's a keys player, a bass player, me and my wife was singing, and Ash plays drums, Alex Jennings on bass, and Joe Tong on keyboard. And anyway, so the thing was that it was a marquee gig, so I was like, I'm pretty sure I can get away with taking an amp to this one because they're not so problematic, and generally volumes have to be a bit higher anyway because you don't get the like reflections. And so I kind of wanted to explore some of what I found here, because I think there is this sense that the 22-watt Deluxe Reverb might be like the perfect gigging amp, but I kind of wanted to just point out a few things that you may or may not want to know if you were thinking about this. Basically, for most of us, I think, at gigging volumes, all you're going to be getting really is a clean tone out of the amp itself. So that's basically at 3. Beyond that, it's just getting to a point where I think it's really, too loud for most people's gigging situations. So I don't know if any of you have totally different opinions on that, but in the UK, for me, I feel like, you know, for the average sort of function pub gig, 3 on the normal channel is about as loud as you're really going to get. And similarly on the vibrato channel, I don't think the issue that you have with that one is that the bright switch doesn't get cut off for a little bit of a while, so you could use the other channel to get a bit more clean headroom. Anyway, that is quite a bright sort of sound on that channel anyway. Now what I would say is that it's essentially a very clear sort of direct tone, and it almost sounds a little bit like you're playing through a console, like that kind of. A very, very, very clean sort of situation. So you are, of course, going to need drive pedals with it. That's kind of point 1. I was using this EQ pedal here. To kind of augment my drive situation. if I wanted my solo tone, and I also had the compressor on for the cleans. Like, we are definitely at loud gig volume. The trouble with the amp is that between 3 and 2 is basically like you're now too quiet for a gig, so almost all of the sort of tweakability in that amp of useful stuff is between literally volume 2, which is now kind of like bedroom volumes, I've literally only put it here to like now just above 2, and it's now, I mean, and now we're really at like, I think the tip of where you could reasonably expect to be able to get an amp at a gig level in sort of 2025, unless you're on a really loud rocking gig. It's a fantastic sounding clean. And as a pedal platform, that normal channel is incredible. I would just say that it is definitely this volume here. Like, you've got between 2 and 3, and that's really where you're getting much usable I guess again you could use this other, if we were to use the other input, they're now on 4. you're looking for breakup, the Deluxe Reverb is probably not the right amp for you. And yeah, if you're looking for really clean tones that are gonna, I think, cut through really well, then the Deluxe Reverb, I think, is ideal for pretty much most gigs that aren't using loads and loads of gain. As a pedal platform, incredible, again, great choice. Sounds great with pedals. This normal channel particularly, I think, sounds amazing with drive pedals. Has more mids than the vibrato channel, which is a bit more scoopy, and I think takes pedals slightly less well because there's a bright cap on there that you have to get it to a certain volume before you get the sort of vibes from it. Anyway, so that's kind of my experience with the Deluxe Reverb. It's got loads and loads of volume, even with a loud drummer. I think you'll be fine. Just some of you guys, I think, out there are looking for more edge of breakup type stuff, and I just think the Deluxe Reverb is not really a candidate for that so much. So maybe you'd be looking for something a little bit more voxy for that kind of thing, I guess. Anyway, let me know your thoughts if you've gigged a Deluxe Reverb. Tone Master, I guess, would be a somewhat similar experience. But as I say, between 2 and 3 is really where you're going to be getting like almost all of your adjustments done on the amp. And I think if you're looking for a clean pedal platform, there are other amps out there that are a little bit more versatile than that in terms of volume. So something like the Cerebella, for example, switch between 22 watts to 44 watts, or I think that's got a boost on it as well. Certainly 2-Rock doing this kind of thing, but with a master volume, so you get a little bit more tweakability from that point of view. But certainly for 800 quid or whatever I paid for it, this is absolutely perfect for a lot of gigs, for a lot of people, I think. And maybe, do you need to spend more than that on an amp? Possibly not. Anyway, let me know your thoughts. Cheers.